cette conférence de presse. Merci à tous d'avoir participé. Merci à Dr Boileau, Dr Quash également. Excellente journée.
Merci et bonne journée. Bon, mais j'ai hâte de savoir ce qu'on va faire avec ces vaccins-là.
Sunday, when I was in Ottawa, a lady came to me and she said, Bernier, I won't vote for you. You're a globalist. You were in Davos and blah, blah, blah. And I look at her, I said, you're right and you're wrong. You're right. I was in Davos. I was in Davos in 2008. I was there at that time. I was the foreign affairs minister under the government of Stephen Harper. And my only role when I was there was to meet our allies, because remember, at that time, we were in Afghanistan.
For ourselves, we have to get those products and test them with whatever technology we have available. And so far in those investigations, out of thousands of vials that I'm aware of being tested, none of them comply with what the label says. They're not even close. So we're finding that these products sometimes have mRNA, but even in those cases, there are some examples of people finding mRNA in the vials, and they try to sequence it, and it doesn't match the sequence that Pfizer advertises. And then oftentimes they don't find mRNA, but in almost every case, they found different contaminants, large contaminants. They're visible under regular microscopes. We don't know what they are. They found metals, a lot of metals, and as you know, they're toxic to the body. And they're not supposed to be there. So people are finding what's not supposed to be there, and people are not finding what's supposed to be there. And so that's why I'm saying at this point, we actually don't know what in each individual vial that people are getting, but this explains the variability of response that we're seeing. We know that a lot of people got killed or very severely injured by these shots. And many people also report, well, I had no side effects and I had nothing. And then there's everything in between. So that explains it, because these products are produced with God knows what, under God knows what scenarios, conditions, contaminants, no quality control, no assurance, and no liability, no accountability. So of course, this is kind of the situation that we're in right now.
Is it fair to say that when you use the phrase violence, you're not actually describing any form of physical assaults, are you?
Well, physical assaults do contribute to what I'm describing. I was specifically describing the violence that our community felt as a result of the culmination of actions that the occupiers engaged in.
So the violence that they felt, not actual violence, is that what you're saying?
That is correct. Not the criminal code definition of violence, but the violence that they felt by having incessant horns blared.
Right.
And by having trucks run 24/7 a day.
Right.
By having people intimidate them and follow them, and by having people rip masks off their head, by feeling sheltered in their homes.
Well, thank you. I understand what you mean. But you're not talking about violence under Section 2 of the CSIS Act, are you?
No, I'm not.
Thanks. Did you know that that meeting was at 3:30 p.m. and that it was with Cabinet, and it was the incident response group of the political executive meeting, and that your proposal was provided to them?
No.
Okay. It was. I can tell you that. And then they invoked the Emergencies Act. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next.
lied to by the scientists. We were lied to by Pfizer. We were lied to by the government. We were lied to by the Biden administration. We were lied to. I don't like being lied to. I don't know about you. And it makes me not believe these people. Now, as I've spoken out before, I got vaxxed twice, or I'm double vaxxed. My wife being a doctor and seeing vulnerable patients is triple vaxxed. But knowing now what I know then, knowing then what I know now, rather, would I have actually gotten vaxxed based on the information that my actual chances of death from COVID were exorbitantly low, and I wouldn't be preventing my parents from getting it? That was really what I was concerned about, because we were bubbled with my parents. Would I have gotten it? I don't know. I really don't know. I think maybe not. Because again, my personal risk when it comes to the vaccine was extremely low when it came to COVID. I'm a young, healthy male with no pre-existing conditions.